everyone. Welcome in. It's day 6, and today is the day of success, which is super cool. I love it. We're one more day after today, and it's over. But yeah, success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. So when I thought about this and meditated on this for a while, on what necessarily the message is as it relates to success, and I think that when we can get to the practice of knowing and understanding, like, that's the goal in this life, is to love unconditionally, to be free to love. Love has been a really big part of this cleanse, just allowing more love in, freeing yourself, persevering through negative energies, negative entities, negative people, to maintain your peace, you know what I mean? And then forgiving and loving have really been huge themes. And so when I think about success, I feel like it makes me think about unconditional love and clearing out the things that gets in the way of that. And I have this beautiful, a beautiful little excerpt that I want to share from One Day My Soul Just Opened Up by Ayanla, and she was just giving some of her perspective on love, and I thought that this was very fitting. So it says, each day I become more aware of the attitudes and behaviors I display that are fear-based, judgmental, controlling, and unloving. When I recognize these things about myself, I admit them to myself, and I call forth the presence and energy of divine unconditional love. In that presence, I am reminded to simply be willing to change, and the change that will unfold naturally. So, there is only one love, God's love. God's love is unconditional. And where there is unconditional love, there is no fear. So, fear is the absence of love. And in order to really mask in success and mask in that goal of loving and knowing that there's no greater goal, then it's allowing God in all that we do, and seeing the divine and seeing God in everyone, even the people that may feel a little disconnected or feel off. It's like seeing the God in them anyway, seeing the good in them anyway. And that's where success lies. It's on the other side of all of those negative emotions. So I am excited. The connection is really being thrown off right now. But again, I'm very excited to intuitively play as it relates to success. So we're going to begin to settle into our space. We'll be working a lot with the solar plexus, because in the solar plexus is the area right above the navel. That's where we hold a lot of egotistical stuff, judgmental, fear, resentment, and the need to control. Sometimes ego can get in the way of just that pure love, which is the heart space, right? So as you can see on my shirt, the yellow, that's the color of the solar plexus, but it's right before the heart. So if ego gets in the way, then it blocks the flow of love, right? And there's no greater goal than to love. So we got to clear that solar plexus out. And I'm also have the heart bowl, and I have the crown and the sacral bowl. So again, as you begin to tune in and to settle into your space, maybe you begin to close your eyes. And meditate on the thought of success is no greater goal than to love. And as we tap into that solar plexus, to clear out that egotistical gunk that's blocking the flow of love, that's blocking our heart from fully being open. Just find yourself allowing your jaws to relax. Feeling your shoulders melting down your back. Feeling your seat bones just melting into the ground. And you begin to feel tension just leaving your body. And you begin to grow these roots from beneath you. And they're beginning to immerse themselves into the core of Mother Earth. Leaving you tethered and grounded. And know that everything you release from this solar plexus area, this area right above your navel, you can begin to imagine or feel yourself releasing it into these roots that you've grown into Mother Earth, wrapping them around her core, allowing her to just take it away, fertilize it, and make it better. And now that you are completely relaxed and in a place of surrendering, I want you to begin to just imagine yourself in your sacred space. Maybe you're in a garden that's full of beautiful sunflowers and daisies. And in this garden, carry out. You feel that blame clearing out of every molecule, every cell, every organ. As you begin to fill up on acceptance, knowing that everything that has happened has been in divine order, trusting in that unconditional love that God loves. And maybe you can begin to tap in with your higher self and feel and hear the clarity from those memories, those thoughts, and those beliefs. That cause that sense of blame. You feel shame disappearing. It's almost like it's evaporating and you feel just lighter. And this self-judgment, you feel yourself replacing it with love. Feel that unconditional love just filling you up. And every cleansing. Inhale and exhale. Begin to just feel yourself coming back into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Maybe placing your hands at heart center. Just giving thanks for the gift of love, the gift of breath, the gift of stillness. The gift of sound, and the gift of the healing that is taking place on today. Trusting that it's happening, believing that it's happening. It's happening right now. Ashe. Namaste. Amen. Maybe beginning to open your eyes and stare at something in front of you. Balancing your right brain and your left brain, just bringing yourself back into this present moment. I hope you feel wonderful and yummy. It look like my sisters may be in here. TK, maybe Claudia. If so, hello. Thank you for joining and supporting. Today was all about success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. And I really felt like in order for us to tap into that unconditional love, we needed to clear out that ego, clear out the solar plexus, because that's usually where fear begins to fester up, and the opposite of love is fear. And when we have God's unconditional love flowing through us, and we're practicing seeing God in all things, seeing spirit, seeing the good, then we're able to attract more of that. So as always, I'm going to read the excerpt from the Soul's Journeys deck of success, and this is what it says. Success can mean many things to the ego self. I knew it was the ego. Look at that. But the soul only knows one triumph, and that is to love. When your soul is no longer manifested in the physical dimension, it is a time of reflection on how successful it was with that endeavor. The soul doesn't care how big your house is, how nice your car was, or how many bank accounts you had. The soul only cares how you express love and compassion. In the infinite wisdom of the universe, the more love you demonstrate, the more you will receive. And even your ego's definition of success is altered. Your notion of how you will be perceived as successful will change. The material things that you thought will make you happy will not have the same appeal. I just find it so amazing that I did not read this, and I hit the nail on the head with success, right? With that being the opposite of that is ego, and knowing that what we're here to do is to love. What we're here to do is to, be compassionate, and, even with ourselves, and know that in the present moment, in this moment right now, we have all we need. Like, in this moment, we're breathing, we're connecting, we're supporting, and that's success. No matter like what material thing we ever have, and don't get me wrong, we love material things, but it don't mean nothing. So I'm just so grateful for this. I'm grateful for y'all. Thank you again for trusting me to guide you. I hope you take this, and anytime you feel the ego maybe even making you feel less than, or you feel blame, or any of these things, that you take this and you allow that ego and that teenage self to just come together and cleanse it all out, and kind of just be centered in love. I wanted to take us to the teenage self because the solar plexus is developed around the like preteen age, and I just remember that being a time where no one understands. It's everyone's fault. It's you know, we still carry that if we never cleared it out. So I thought it'd be really cool. I feel like, you know, that's when the ego begins to be developed. So again, thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Thank you for joining. Tomorrow, day 7 is the last day. We done made it. Oh, I'm so grateful. And I'm going to tell y'all, every day of this fast, of this cleanse, what, regardless of what the day was, I brought, like, Spirit has done something, or, you know, it is, I'm going through it too, and I'm just grateful because it's been a lot to commit to doing this every single day. But tomorrow is health. I will honor the physical vessel that holds my soul. So I'm really excited about tomorrow to end it off. And, you know, with having this 6 days of cleansing, tomorrow it's a celebration. But yeah, literally every day I've been challenged in different ways, but I've been growing. So I really hope that y'all have been growing too. I'll see you soon. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye.